Hello and welcome to another part of this chapter, graph theory. In this part we shall show that every graph can be represented by a matrix. There are two ways to represent a graph by a matrix. First one is called incident matrix and another one is called adjacency matrix. In this part we shall discuss about incidence matrix. So let us define the incidence matrix. First we assume that there exists a graph which is denoted by capital G, and the graph has n number of vertices and m number of edges. So the graph has n number of vertices and m number of edges with no self loop or loop. Initially you assume that the graph has no loop. The graph may contain any parallel edges, but the graph contains no loop. Then the incident matrix, which will be denoted by Ig. So incident matrix of G, it will be a n cross m matrix. The matrix has n rows and m columns, and the elements will be denoted by Aij. So incident matrix is a n cross m matrix. N is the number of rows, which is the number of vertices, and m is the number of columns, which is the number of edges. And the elements of this matrix is defined as Aij. We shall put Aij equal to 1 if jth edge is incident to ith vertex. If jth edge is incident to ith vertex, then we shall put Aij equal to 1. Otherwise we shall put Aij equal to 0. If the jth edge is not incident to the ith vertex, then we shall put Aij equal to 0. So this is the definition of incidence matrix. Now we shall take one graph and we shall find the corresponding incidence matrix. We consider this graph. We find that the graph contains some parallel edges, but it contains no self loop or loop. So if we want to find the incidence matrix of this undirected graph, so first of all we have to label all the vertices and edges. So we have labeled all the vertices and the edges. We find that this graph has 5 vertices and 8 edges. So the incidence matrix of this graph will have 5 rows and 8 columns. So suppose this is being the incidence matrix of this graph. Since the graph has 5 vertices, so the incident matrix has 5 rows and it has 8 edges, so the matrix has 8 columns. So let us construct this incident matrix. Now we have already defined the incident matrix that if the jth edge is incident to ith vertex, then we shall put Aij equal to 1. Otherwise we shall put Aij equal to 0. The rule is very simple. First we consider the first edge E1. Now let us find the n vertices of this edge E1. Here we find that E1 is incident to both V1 and V2. So in the column of E1 we shall put 1 in the row of V1 because E1 is incident to V1. Again E1 is incident to V2. So we shall put 1 here. And we shall put all the remaining elements as 0. So these are 0. If we consider the second edge E2, here we find that E2 is incident to both V1 and V2 again because E1 and E2 are parallel edges. So in the column of E2 we shall put 1 in the row of V1 and 1 in the row of V2 because E2 is incident to both V1 and V2. And we shall put zeros for the remaining elements in that column. So we put zeros here. Next we consider E3. Now if we consider this E3, then E3 is incident to both V2 and V3. So in the column of E3, we shall put 1 in the row of V2 and we shall put 1 in the row of V3, and we shall put zeros for the remaining elements. If we consider E4, then E4 is incident to both V3 and V4. So in the column of E4, we put 1 in the row of V3 and 1 in the row of V4, and we put 0 for the remaining elements. Similarly, E5 is parallel to E4, so we shall get the similar column for E5 also. Next we consider E6. Now E6 is incident to both V4 and V5. So in the column of E6, we put 1 for V4 and 1 for V5 and 0 for the remaining elements. Now we consider E7. E7 is an edge between V1 and V5. So in the column of E7, we put 1 in the row of V1 and 1 in the row of V5, and we put 0 for the remaining elements. Finally, for the edge E8, we find that the edge E8 is incident to V2 and V5. So in the column of E8, we put 1 in the row of V2 and we put 1 in the row of V5, and we put zeros for the remaining elements. So thus we have obtained the incident matrix of this graph. This is very easy to obtain from any undirected graph. If the graph contains no self loop, then we can find the incident matrix of this graph. Next we consider the reverse problem. That means if the incident matrix of a graph is given, then how to draw this graph? So suppose the question is, this is the given incident matrix. Sometimes these vertices and the edges are not defined, only the matrix will be given. If this is being the incident matrix, then we know that the number of rows in the incidence matrix is the number of vertices, and the number of columns in the incident matrix is the number of edges. So from this matrix we find that it has 4 number of rows, so it has 4 vertices and 5 number of columns. That means it has 5 edges. So let us draw this graph. Since we find that the graph has 4 vertices, so we just consider these 4 vertices, 1, 2, 3, 4. Suppose this is V1, this is V2, this is V3, and this is V4. Now we connect the edges. The first edge is E1. Now E1, in the column of E1 we find that the 2 elements are 1 in the row of V3 and in the row of V4. So there must exist an edge between V3 and V4, which is denoted by E1. So between V3 and V4 we have one edge which will be denoted by E1. So suppose this is E1. The next edge is E2. Now in the column of E2 we find that there is 1 in the row of V1 and again it is 1 in the row of V4. So the edge E2 is adjacent to both V1 and V4. That means there exists an edge between V1 and V4 which is denoted by E2. So we connect V1 and V2 and we denote this edge by E2. The next one is E3. Here we find that E3 is an edge between V2 and V3. So we connect V2 and V3 and we call this edge as E3. The next edge is E4. From the matrix we find that E4 is adjacent to both V2 and V4. So we connect V2 and V4, and this edge is denoted by E4. And finally, we consider this edge E5. We find that E5 is adjacent to both V1 and V4. So the edge which connects V1 and V4 is denoted by E5. Now we find that there is already one edge between V1 and V4, but here we find that E5 is another edge between V1 and V4. So there exist parallel edges. So there exists one more edge between V1 and V4, which will be denoted by E5. So thus we have plotted all the edges. So this is our required graph whose incident matrix is given by this matrix. So thus if a graph is given, we can find its incident matrix, and if incident matrix is given, then we can easily find a graph. Now one interesting thing is that if we want to find the degree of any vertex from incident matrix, then if we consider this graph, so if we want to find the degree of the vertex V2, then in the incident matrix we shall consider the row of V2 and we shall add all the elements in the row of V2. Here we find that the sum is 4. Therefore the degree of this vertex V2 is 4. Similarly, if we want to find the degree of this vertex V4, then in the row of V4 we add all the elements and the sum is 3. So the degree of this vertex V4 is. So in this part we have considered incident matrix of undirected graph. In the next part we shall discuss about incident matrix for directed graph. So see you in the next part. Until then, thanks for watching.